Doug Schoen's piece in the Wall Street Journal today. Clinton might not be the nominee. A Sanders win in California would turbocharge the mounting Democrat unease about Mrs. Clinton's viability. And he begins the piece this way. There is now more than a theoretical chance that Hillary Clinton may not be the Democrat nominee for president. This guy's a former Clinton pollster. He's a regular on Fox News. He's one of the ranking, probably top 5 or top 10 Democrat analysts, strategists, pollsters, or what have you. He writes, how could this happen, given that her nomination's been considered a sure thing by virtually everyone in the media and in the party? Notice he included the media in that. It's been a foregone conclusion that Hillary's going to be the nominee in the media and in the party, because there's no difference. The media is the party and versa vice. The inevitability behind Mrs. Clinton's nomination will be, in large measure, eviscerated if she loses the June 7 California primary to crazy Bernie, and that could well happen. Now, the point of this piece, I'm going to get some pull quotes here. Point of this piece is holding out Plugs Biden and Elizabeth Warren as replacement options. Check this pull quote from the Doug Schoen piece. Mr. Biden would be cast as the white knight rescuing the party and the nation from a possible Trump presidency. To win over Sanders supporters, he would likely choose as his running mate somebody like Senator Elizabeth Warren, who's respected by the party's left wing. Now, I don't know Doug Schoen. I've not met him. But I'm guessing here that if he's writing this, they're already talking about this. He's just not openly speculating here for the sake of having column material. What this means that this is being discussed, which ought not surprise people, but it will some. Where is President Obama in all of this, asks Mr. Schoen. So far, he has largely stayed out of the campaign, other than to say that he doesn't believe Mrs. Clinton compromised national security with her homebrew email server. Yeah, yada, yada. Obama is in charge of the drip that continues to happen here. I wouldn't be surprised. My own thinking, I think Obama would be fine if she's not the nominee, but he doesn't want his fingerprints on it, like he doesn't want his fingerprints on much else. But with her poll numbers dropping, her legal headaches increasing, the Sanders candidacy showing renewed vigor, and Donald Trump looming as a wrecking ball for the president's legacy, Mr. Obama and advisor Valerie Jarrett must begin sending signals to the Democrat National Committee and to the vice president that a Biden rescue operation would not displease the White House. So Schoen's saying, hey, look, Obama, Valerie, whoever, you better start the smoke signals, and you better let everybody know that you'd be perfectly fine with Biden taking over. Because if Obama's not down with it, it won't happen, supposedly. Now, Mr. Schoen writes that all of these remain merely possibilities, but it is easier now than ever to imagine a scenario in which Hillary Clinton is not the Democrat presidential nominee. Folks, they are scared. You have to put this in context. For months, for years, 2016 was going to be a Democrat coronation. They were going to be coming off a popular, overwhelmingly, undefeatably popular Barack Obama. Hillary was going to step in there and maybe even expand the popularity and the vibe and the image and all that. It was going to be a coronation. Whoever the Republicans nominated were going to get creamed in a landslide, and this has been operating theory for years, last 2 or 3 years. And now it's all upside down, and they are scared. The Trump phenomenon's unnerving everybody in politics. It's unnerving a lot of people in talk radio. It's unnerving a lot of people in conservatism in the media. You know why? Well, there's all kinds of reasons. Including anger, jealousy, envy, and things that are more personal, like someone's position in the establishment being so upended they're no longer in it. So there's all kinds of reasons why the Trump phenomenon is unnerving a lot of people. The Democrats know that Hillary Clinton is outclassed as a star, as a candidate, as a person that people want to be with and hang around with, want to be able to call a friend or whatever. She's just been totally exposed as a fraud, dull, nothing burger in the middle of all this light shining on the Trumpster. They know that Hillary Clinton can never have this kind of enthusiasm behind her. She could never have this kind of adoration, this kind of appreciation, even in her own party, and especially in her own party. So, what to do? Well, there are many problems they face here. If they want Biden, there is the problem of crazy Bernie and his supporters. And if the effort to take Hillary out happens before their convention and they don't throw it to Bernie, they've got Chicago 1968 times 5 on their hands. So that tells us, using intelligence guided by experience, that if there is a forthcoming move made on Hillary, it'll happen after the convention, after which Hillary supporters or Bernie supporters will have been dealt with. They will maybe have been brought on board somehow, some way. The typical unity attempts will be made at the convention to bring Bernie Sanders people on board. They don't want Bernie's people going to Trump. So they'll make whatever efforts they can. If they can get through the convention, and a lot depends on California, if they get through the convention with Hillary as a nominee, and then the FBI drops what they've got and DOJ looks at it and says, we can't cover this up. This is too much. So they indict, and she loses the FBI primary. Then they plug in plugs. And they will ameliorate the Bernie Sanders supporters who will suspect that all of this was planned to ace him out. They will try to buy Bernie's voters with Elizabeth Warren as the Veep to keep Bernie's voters on board. That's what they're all thinking here. But just the fact that they're writing about this. And then, folks, if that happens, if any of this happens that I just described, then whatever Bill Kristol is planning is guaranteed to happen. I mean, that's going to be a go signal for Kristol and whoever he's got, David French, and then Gary Johnson over there at the Libertarian side. We could end up, if all this happens, with a 4-person race. Now, we have to understand, Bill Kristol, no matter what you think, does not think David French is going to be elected president. That won't be the purpose. The purpose is to deny Trump and save Kristol's position and others in the establishment, so forth. The independent guys, the libertarian guys, they've got their own agenda and so forth, but they've got money woes, big-time money woes. All of this is a real long shot. And if Hillary wins California, it's kind of aces all of it out. But that's the first place it starts. But if they decide they have to take Hillary Clinton out, that I can see where that is a go signal for these third-party people. Because that means the whole thing's been turned upside down. And in that scenario, who knows what's possible? Who knows what can happen? So, as always, we'll be here explaining, defining, analyzing, predicting, and being right all along.